What's up guys, and welcome to the video. So in this week's meta report I said I would look into getting you the top 4 list for the SS3 Veggies player who had the Broly engine in it. So after that Joe, who played the deck, very kindly got in touch with me and gave me this list. So you guys might be wondering, what is the pineapple doing in the thumbnail? Clearly the cauliflower, the kale and the cabbage are self-explanatory, but what's the pineapple doing there? Basically, when I first watched the Dragon Ball Z movie with Broly in it, I was I think around 10, and I watched it in Chinese on VHS back then, quite a long time ago. And his name in Chinese basically sounds very close to pineapple, so for the longest time I thought Broly was pineapple in Chinese, and so yeah, that's why the pineapple is there. But enough about that, let's get into the list. So as I said, he was running SS3 Goku, and in the deck we have 2 Unbreakables, 4 Boost Attack Piccolos, 4 1-Drop Broly, 4 Trunks Bridge to the Future, 4 Saiyan Teamwork Cabba, 2 Gotens, 4 Khalifa, 4 Evo Broly, 2 Determined Super Saiyan Son Gohan, 4 Kale, 4 Bio Broly, 2 Super Saiyan Gotenks, 4 of Rampaging Horror Broly, 2 Scientist Fu, and 4 Full Power Energy. And in the sideboard we have 2 King Vegeta Surprise Attack, 2 Speedy Surprise Attack, 1 Goten, 3 Android 16, 3 Haru Haru, 2 Time Ruler Toa, and 2 Mars Saiyan. So in the previous London Players Guild tournament I played Joe in that as well. I was playing Mars Saiyan, and he was playing a similar deck, but he ran with Ginyu as leader. So I was interested to see why he went for SS3 this time. And he said that he chose to play SS3 because he didn't like the style of the Ginyu build, and he really enjoys the Ginyu package because it's difficult for a lot of decks to deal with. As you can see from the list, there are a lot of green cards in here, and he tried to play as many green cards as possible. So when he charged for SS3, he would be able to get green as much as possible and be able to play Cabba turn 1, which lets you establish advantage very quickly. He played 4 Trunks as well, so that's very good consistency with the card. 80% of the deck are Saiyans, so it almost never whiffs, and also being a 1-drop, if you do end up charging a non-green, you can still play Trunks off your first turn. The Veggie package is self-explanatory. It's the best engine in the game in the set 3 format, which is what we were playing, and it will be the best package in TOP as well. The Broly package was extremely good for him because it forces out Bloodlust against Ginyu, and it gives you a stronger matchup against Android Cell and Aggro as well, because the discards hurt them a lot. He maxed out on each Broly because they were pretty much good in any situation. Obviously you want the 1-drop to search out the other ones, but individually they all worked well for him. And also with the SS3 leader, even without Endless Evolution on board, you can safely hardcast the big Broly because you know that you'll be untapping 3 at the end of the turn. The Gohan and the Gotenks, which were amazing cards in set 2 if you remember, they were mostly for energy, and they were almost never played. He did think about swapping them out for Bundle Goku, which is the 2-drop to draw 1, but he wanted the 10k combo because that comes up a lot, and especially if you untap 3, they are live as well. The Gotens remained because it's just to deal with veggies, and it's very powerful to pop their Cabbas in the early game. So you stop them from gaining any advantage, and then you yourself, you play your veggies, and if they stay on the board, then you just really outpace them throughout the game. The Unbreakable Goku is another super combo. He only played 2 though, because he wanted more consistency in his turn 1 charge, and 2 he felt was the correct number in this deck. The Piccolos are super combos, so max out on that. And the full power energy, which he played 4 of, he played 4 because the deck is very grindy. So these do come in handy, especially against veggies. If they have trunks on the board with a couple of veggies, then you can negate and pop the trunks. And next turn play Endless Evo Broly and they're forced to pop one of their veggies. And Fu is just a great card, so Fu is in there. Moving on to the side deck, the King Vegeta surprise attack was useless for him. He said everyone plays around it, so he can never actually side that card in. Speed is surprise attack, the extra negates were needed, and it was good in most matchups, especially if you won game 1. So as he said, the deck is quite grindy, so you get longer games, and to be honest, the rounds just aren't long enough. So if you grind them out and you have the extra negates, then you can just stop them from beating you. The extra Goten is for the Veggie matchup. Android 16 also was not very useful for him. He sided it in once but didn't feel that it was good at all. Haru was MVP against Cell, although not as good against Ginyu, but it can bait Bloodlust. Toa was for veggies, he sided it but never actually saw the card. And again, Marseille is also for veggies, again sided but never saw it. Moving on to his rounds on the day. Round 1 was Ginyu Veggies. Game 1 he didn't really see any of his engine cards until it was too late and couldn't establish momentum. Game 2 he won in time and that ended as a draw. In round 2 he faced Cell. This was an extremely grindy game. He only saw one Cabba which whiffed and swiftly KO'd by Cell. Luckily his opponent wasn't playing Tien, so he couldn't awaken when left at 5, and this allowed him to grind out the game, and he saw enough Kales and Brolys to go for game. And then in game 2 Haru was MVP, so he won 2-0. Round 3 was Marseille, a very tight game against a good player. He ended up going to game 3 and winning 2-1, so yeah, Joe was the only guy who beat me on the day. I took game 1, but yeah, he came in game 2 and 3 and beat me. Fair play. And in round 4 it was Ginyu Apes. This was his friend and testing partner, so they knew that each other's decks really well. It was close but it ended in a draw. Round 5 was Cell again. This time his opponent was playing Tien and was able to awaken very early in game 1, but fortunately he went all in, and Joe happened to have 3 negates in hand, so that let him win next turn. And in game 2 again Haru was the MVP and he won 2-0. Joe ended up in 3rd place in Swiss, and then in top 8 he played Ginyu Veggies. Game 1 open perfect hand and he charged a red Goku, but he was able to control his board and deal with everything that the Ginyu player played almost immediately. So he took that, and game 2 was a bit more grindy, but he was still able to control his board with Gotens and Endless Brolys, and he ended up winning 2-0. So as you know from the other deck profiles, we got into top 4 and then we did a prize split, so we didn't play beyond that. So that was Joe's deck profile. If you have any questions, then leave it in the comments below and I'll try and get some answers off him, or maybe he'll respond directly because he's probably watching this. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please leave a like, and please don't forget to subscribe for more content. So I will see you guys next time.